Hey everybody, Dave Bartosiak with Trending Stocks at Zacks.com. What do you think of when you think of clothing from the Gap? Personally, I think of comfy, inexpensive shorts with cool little sharks on them. Maybe that's just the Florida in me talking, but I don't typically think about Kanye West. Well, Kanye's new Yeezy Gap sweatshirt debuted at the Gap, selling out across the country at its $90 price point. It's not styled in the typical post-apocalyptic Yeezy fashion, but rather looks like every other hoodie you'd find at Walmart. They market it as Yeezy Gap Perfect Hoodie, and it comes in 6 different colors. Now for Kanye, it's sort of a full circle moment, as the star used to work at one of the retailer's Chicago stores as a teenager. Well, I used to work at Finish Line as a teenager, so watch out next summer for the Davy Baby Trader Pajama Pant. It'll have 4 colors, including pizza stain, and yes, that's bleach. Wondering if the Yeezy sales will make an impact on Gap stock? Let's take a look at Zacks.com to see what's going on. The Gap, ticker GPS, is a Zacks rank #1 strong buy. Style scores: B for value, B for growth, F for momentum, around with a VGM composite score of C. Now, the retail, apparel, and shoes industry is in the top 14% of our Zacks industry rank. And something that I'll point out a little bit later, we've got several names which are Zacks rank #1 strong buys in the space. Let's take a look at the detailed estimates here on Zacks.com, see what we can gather. So we have a really nice EPS surprise last quarter, 48.94% to the upside. Still, that's not really helping the stock. If you look at this chart, it's a stock that was up at $33 to start July, came down under 24 earlier this month, and today, obviously here on September 30th, market is coming under a little bit of pressure, so Gap shares are down as well. Revenue growth, 28.79% for the current year, 2.5% for next year. Big, huge EPS growth number for this year. Obviously, that's compared to pandemic lows, but next year 20.14% growth, so those are still pretty solid growth numbers so far for the Gap, so something to keep an eye on there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Foot Locker. Like I said, also a Zacks rank #1 strong buy. Here we've got an A for value, A for growth, B for momentum to help around it with a VGM composite score of, you guessed it, A. Same industry, same sort of strength with a big earnings beat. Again, similar situation. Stocks up at 62, coming under pressure down here under 50. So pretty much the entire industry selling off a bit. And if you look at the growth numbers, revenue growth year over year, next year that's going to slow. Translates to big EPS growth again and a little bit of contraction next year. So pretty high bars there. This is a little bit closer to the Gap, I suppose, is going to be Abercrombie & Fitch, ticker ANF. Zacks rank #1 strong buy, A for value, A for growth, F for momentum. Help it round out with that VGM composite score of B. Scroll down here, another situation where you had a very nice earnings beat the previous quarter, 126% to the upside. Now, the story here is a little bit different as the stock has sort of rounded out a bottom and is starting to creep on higher. So a little bit of positivity there where you're not seeing in some of the other names. And again, monster current year growth on monster sales growth, but next year slated to drop down to 2.8% sales growth while you're going to get an earnings contraction, so maybe not the place to be. Last one I want to take a look at is City Trends. Zacks rank #1 strong buy, A for value, B for growth, F for momentum, and the B for the VGM composite score. How many people want to guess that this thing had a big beat? Had a big beat the previous quarter. Looking at the detailed estimates page, I'm sure that's what we're going to see here on City Trends, and of course 189% earnings beat. A little bit of choppiness here on this stock, so not the same pattern that we're seeing. However, this is going to remain the same, 29% year over year sales growth, 173% earnings growth. Next year sales growth is going to slow to 3.13%, but at least this one still has some earnings. So overall, you got 4 great Zacks rank #1 strong buy stocks. But the Gap and this new partnership, maybe that will just get better. Every time you share this video, some up-and-coming rapper drops a mixtape and dates an Instagram model. Follow the author, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Check out Zacks.com/promo for this week's deal on 5 stocks set to rocket higher from the massive infrastructure bill. Check me out, Bartosiastics, at Twitter. And with trending stocks and Zacks.com, I'm Dave Bartosiak.